Just a reminder to my fellow white people, you are not an ally if black men and black women are telling you that they are not going to protest on April 5th because it will put their lives in harm's way, and you throw a tantrum. Saying, oh, we all have to work together. Shouldn't we all come together, we the people? Don't you care about the future, about the children, about the time to come together was at the election. We failed them. So now their rest is their resistance, and they are staying home and staying safe as they should, because their lives are too precious to put on the line. And what would cost me and people who look like me getting yelled at or at the worst tear gas, which isn't likely, would cost them their physical lives. And they've already been giving those lives for centuries in this country for all the rights that we enjoy. So it is our turn to step up and to speak up. And honestly, if you're telling them that they should go to that protest, you're an op and not an ally.
Good evening, TikTok fams. So this message is for my white friends and followers. If you are a black friend and follower, you can certainly stick around, but this is intended to support you, not to address you. So to my white friends and followers, I don't know if y'all know what's going on, but I want to fill you in just in case. So many of you may be aware that right now black people, especially black women, are sitting out the protest. First of all, it ain't their problem. This is a white person problem. We created this problem, and we need to solve this problem on the front end. Yep, we sure do. I mean, black people voted appropriately. We did not. So that's number one. But also, the reason they're sitting out is because they know that once they get in the streets, shit's going to change. Yep, it's going to get violent. Yeah, they're going to be getting at the dogs and the gas cans and the water hoses and the rubber bullets and all the things. Things are going to happen. And then they're going to turn it into, a disparaging commentary against black people. See, we told you they're all violent, blah, 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 blah. Right? White people, have y'all seen anybody getting, tear gassed or rubber bulleted or beaten down at any of the protests that have gone on so far? No. And you know why? Because we're white. And white people are going to be very, very reluctant to turn that kind of stuff on their own. Have no problem turning it on brown people, but not going to turn it on their own. They're not going to do it. They're going to be very reluctant to do it. I'm actually still stunned last year, the Palestine demonstrations that some white people got roughed up the way they did. But we need to be out there on the front lines doing the hard work, the physical work, the physical in-person protesting. This is not black people's work right now. They will be harmed. They will 1,000% be harmed. And they need to sit this out and keep their asses at home right now. Because it's not their fight. And we need to take the color of our skin and the privilege that it gives us and exercise that in all the ways we can right now.
Hello there, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're doing super great from wherever you're watching us from. In today's video, there's something spectacular that I want us to discuss about. And it is so revealing that even white folks don't trust themselves. Look, there's this woman that comes out and calls out white folks for calling black people to their protest. And it's evident that they know that this is not a black fight. They know, because when they made the decision, they know what they signed up for. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of white folks calling out black people to, join them in doing whatever they're doing. And I think black folks, we talked about this weeks ago. We talked about this and said that people are going to be staying at home. Just a few days from then, people should be having what's happening on April 5th, right? And so there's a revelation to you that even white folks themselves don't trust each other. How should we trust you? How are American blacks going to trust you when you yourself don't trust yourselves? Don't trust yourself amongst yourselves. Because this lady is coming out and calling out white folks for calling black people to join their fight. And she knows damn well that this is not a black fight. They should leave black people out of this. Because at the end of the day, when black people will go and join them, it will be like, they did that. They're the ones who broke into shops, they're the ones who did this, right? Well, it's not black people. Also, times and history has shown this. Times when black folks wanted white people's help. Okay, I understand, not to be biased, I understand that We have some few good white folks that join black people in the fight, right? But majority of white folks usually say that, you know, that's not in our place to help them. We are not the same people. We are not sharing the same struggles. A lot of black people are lazy. They just need to get something to do. That's why they're on the streets. They complain too much, right? But right now, this is happening. And now you're calling black folks to help you. Hell nah. I don't think black people will fall for that. They ain't. And so, that being said, I want us to watch this video. These are presented Generic Stories. I'll be bringing you contemporary issues that are happening in the United States and also giving you historical perspective. I usually have two segments. First segment is for the contemporary things that are happening. The second segment is for historical things that we need to remind ourselves as black folks, and we all need to learn from all these segments. These are presented Generic Stories, but until then, I'm hoping to see you. I'll be giving my commentary at the end of the video, and I hope you stay tuned and see all this craziness that is happening across the world. Watch the video, like, share, subscribe. If you wish to donate me through my Cash App, through my super thanks, I'll most definitely appreciate it. And I also appreciate those who are supporting me. Until then, let's get into it. I'll be back.
Including in-person protest. Plus, there's just more of us. You know, numerically, there are more white people than black people in this country. So we need to be showing up in our numbers and using the privilege of our skin as our protection, as we need to. Yep. And I also don't know if you know this, but it is disgusting how the government is trying to rage bait the black community into coming out. Don't know if y'all seen this news, but Charlie Kirk, that fine piece of humanhood, sent a letter to Trump asking him to pardon the cop that killed George Floyd. I can't think of his damn name. It's not important because he's not important. Yeah. So number one. Now today they're coming out. I saw on a content creator's post that they're going to take down the Black Lives Matter mural painting in Washington D.C. But yeah, they're intent to black people and get them to come out and start protesting. And they're so mad that they're not. They're so mad. So please, y'all, just understand. I would do the same, that they do not need to come out right now. Our black brothers and sisters need to keep their asses at home, protect themselves, and we need to do the fucking heavy lifting and the walking and the in-person protesting that needs to be done. And maybe for a while. Because it's not fair to them, especially again since they didn't cause this mess. Y'all have a good night. Good evening, TikTok fams. So this message is for my white friends and followers. If you are a black friend and follower, you can certainly stick around, but this is intended to support you, not to address you. So to my white friends and followers, I don't know if y'all know what's going on, but I want to fill you in just in case. So many of you may be aware that right now black people, especially black women, are sitting out the protest. First of all, it ain't their problem. This is a white person problem. We created this problem, and we need to solve this problem on the front end. Yep, we sure do. I mean, black people voted appropriately. We did not. So that's number one. But also, the reason they're sitting out is because they know that once they get in the streets, shit's going to change. Yep, it's going to get violent. Yeah, they're going to be getting at the dogs and the gas cans and the water hoses and the rubber bullets and all the things. Things are going to happen. And then they're going to turn it into, you know, a disparaging commentary against black people. See, we told you they're all violent, blah, 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 blah. Right? White people, have y'all seen anybody getting, you know, tear gassed or rubber bulleted or beaten down at any of the protests that have gone on so far? No. And you know why? Because we're white. And white people are going to be very, very reluctant to turn that kind of stuff on their own. Have no problem turning it on brown people, but not going to turn it on their own. They're not going to do it. They're going to be very reluctant to do it. I'm actually still stunned last year, the Palestine demonstrations that some white people got roughed up the way they did. But we need to be out there on the front lines doing the hard work, the physical in-person protesting. This is not black people's work right now. They will be harmed. They will 1,000% be harmed. And they need to sit this out and keep their asses at home right now. Because it's not their fight. And we need to take the color of our skin and the privilege that it gives us and exercise that in all the ways we can right now, including in-person protest. Plus, there's just more of us. You know, numerically, there are more white people than black people in this country. So we need to be showing up in our numbers and using the privilege of our skin as our protection, as we need to. Yep. And I also don't know if you know this, but it is disgusting how the government is trying to rage bait the black of our skin as our protection, as we need to. Yep. And I also don't know if you know this, but it is disgusting how the government is trying to rage bait the black community into coming out. Don't know if y'all seen this news, but Charlie Kirk, that fine piece of humanhood, sent a letter to Trump asking him to pardon the cop that killed George Floyd. I can't think of his damn name. It's not important because he's not important. Yeah. So number one. Now today they're coming out. I saw on a content creator's post that they're going to take down the Black Lives Matter mural painting in Washington D.C. But yeah, they're intentionally trying to poke and provoke the black bear. And I mean, not the black bears and the real black bear. Y'all understand what I mean, right? They're trying to poke the bear, which is black people, and get them to come out and start protesting. And they're so mad that they're not. They're so mad. So please, y'all, just understand. I would do the same, that they do not need to come out right now. Our black brothers and sisters need to keep their asses at home, protect themselves, and we need to do the fucking heavy lifting and the walking and the in-person protesting that needs to be done. And maybe for a while. Because it's not fair to them, especially again since they didn't cause this mess. Y'all have a good night.
So I understand on April 5th, there's going to be this big old protest. Okay. And everybody wants everybody to get in the streets and get out here and protest the inhuman, heinous things that the current administration is doing. I don't speak for all black people, but let me speak directly to those who are going to do this protest. Number one, if you're going to do it, fine, fantastic. But when it comes to black people, I need you to understand this. And I will do it with visualizations. Bring, bring. Hello? Yes, I am a member of the black delegation. Yes. Yes, I did know that there was a protest on April 5th. You want black people to do what again? Say one more time. New phone, who this? The energy you will take to protest on April 5th would have been best served if you had protested on November 5th of 2024. Now, I know my brother T. Nathan likes to say that he does not descend from the sort of people that would, walk away from the fight, and neither am I. But I am very cautious about the people I march with now. I can't trust all of them. And if I can't trust them, black folks can't trust them. And if black folks can't trust them, we don't want to be around them. We have discovered over, weeks now, years actually, that everybody ain't here for that. Protesting is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. You were well within your First Amendment rights to do so. However, some of y'all are out here disingenuous than a motherfucker because some of y'all voted for this. Yes. Some of y'all voted for this. And the only reason you're protesting right now is because his actions have now touched you. You want us to protest some shit you helped happen. Because it now touches you. Do you hear how incredibly fucked up that is? Do you hear that? You want us to protest something you fucked up. This is why black folks are standing down. Do we want to? No, we don't. We genuinely want to be out there protesting this shit. But we can't trust y'all no more, man. We can't. We cannot trust y'all. We cannot trust that this protest won't just be we marching in the streets, but it will be we marching against whoever the fuck is put out in front of us that we're not asking no questions about. We can't trust that y'all will do that. We can't. We cannot. You getting a lot of new phone, who this? Because we don't trust you anymore. We don't. Everybody seems to think that they can shit on black folk. They cannot listen to black folk. They can act like black folks don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And then when inevitably we're proven right, the first thing y'all want to do is protest some shit some of y'all helped get here. The largest demographic during this election was non-voters. The largest demographic during this last presidential election was non-voters. They were bigger than Harris voters, Trump voters, Stein voters, and what have you. The largest demographic was non-voters. So explain to me, why are y'all only doing half the fucking assignment and expecting change? You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot. Revolution doesn't just start with your feet on the ground. It starts with things like voting. You want to bring up Malcolm X, The Ballot and the Bullet? Go listen to it. You want to talk about by any means necessary? One of those means is voting. November 5th, 2024, everybody had a chance to fucking make sure this didn't happen. But what did you do? What did you do? What was the stirring thing that you fucking did? Nothing. Change is never going to happen if you half-ass it. Let me make that abundantly fucking clear. Change is not going to happen if you half-ass it. If the goal is to make sure Donald Trump does not get into the White House, all your other little side shit should come second to that. We had a chance, and some of y'all blew it. Now, y'all want to hit the streets. Hit the streets to do what? Hit the streets to do what? Something you could have done, hitting them streets and taking your ass to a voting booth? This is what... New phone, who this? That's where that comes from. Everybody acts like black people don't have a rational reason for not wanting to get involved in protests. And it goes far beyond Donald Trump wanting to enact martial law. It goes to the fact that year after year after year after year, election after election after election after election, we keep going through this exact same thing. This exact same thing. How much more of this can we fucking take? How much more of this do you think we should take? How much more? How many more times are we gonna watch y'all half-ass the fucking assignment? By any means necessary. If all your means is voting, then you use those means. You vote. If the voting doesn't work, then you protest. If the protest doesn't work, you escalate it. But some of y'all half-assed that part. But you expect change. America, what am I always saying? The one thing that is going to kill the United States is apathy. Apathy. More interested in drama on social media than you are the democracy that you swear up and down you know something about. The education system that is failing all of you or failing all of us, the only reason it's like that is because we have never demanded that our education system be geared towards children and young adults becoming better stewards of the planet that they live on and the means in which to keep that planet safe. Working class people voting against their own best interests. People within unions voting against their own best interests. White women, once again, doing white woman shit. Talking this, going in and voting some fucking way else. The church being all involved in politics, but not involved in saving fucking souls. Money being proliferated all over the place, and none of us ever saying, why is that? None of us ever going and saying, we want to have a conversation about why money is so prevalent in our politics, because free and fair is done. So now you want to protest. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you walk in on April 5th, You better have been one of those ones that voted on November 5th. You see what I'm saying? See how it works? You protest because the vote didn't work. You don't not do the vote and then go do the protest. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You ass backwards right now, B. You food out in these streets. And this is why black folks are like, sit your black ass down. We're going to make our stand the way we always do. We're not going to ask for any help from the outside because, quite frankly, we cannot trust some of you. But we're going to make our stand the way we always make our stand, by any means necessary. So if you're going to this protest on April 5th, make sure you checked all the boxes before you put your shoes on to walk. Because if you didn't, if you didn't do your part, then you were wasting everybody's motherfucking time. And when you come and look towards the community that is the blueprint for all of this shit and ask why we ain't out there, but you didn't do your motherfucking job. New phone, who dis?
So many of you have heard that there is a protest that is coming up on April 5th, 2025, and it's called the Hands Off 2025 protest, which is scheduled for April 5th around the country. There are, I know, several that are scheduled here. You can actually go over to handsoff2025.com to find out more information about it. I made it very clear in a video that I did that people of color, black people in particular, African Americans, my people, need to stay out the streets. And it's not that we don't want to protest. It's not that we don't want to be physically in the midst of everything that is going on. But I need you all to understand me when I was making it humorous, which is what I was doing. And I appreciate those of you all who took heed to what I said. But I need you all to understand something. We're not new to this. The people in my community have protested. We have done the things in the streets. And what we know as a black community, as a people, we understand that when it comes to participating in these streets, what happens to black bodies. Okay? We understand that. And what we don't want is many of us from a historical perspective to have to repeat what we've seen in these streets. What we know is that this administration is different. We're not saying that they're any worse or any better. We're saying that they're different. And they are showing that in how they are treating people right now that have written articles about the Palestinian situation that's going on right now. And guess what? They've been picked up. So what happens to black and brown bodies who are picked up for all kinds of different reasons in the country that they were born in? We don't want to see that. Another thing that we know is that we are committed to protesting, but we have chosen to protest in ways that will not impact black and brown bodies to the point where we are losing those people and they don't come back. We want you all to understand that we are taking a bigger risk when we come out there in those streets. And we know that. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be people that look like me that won't be out there, because of course there will be. But we also understand that the minute that we step out there, we are the ones that will be the thugs. We are the ones that will be the violent people. We are the ones that will be the looters and the rioters. That's what it will become. And that's what the press will make it out to be. And not only that, they find out that a bunch of us is out there, baby, listen, we won't be out there flapping fans. They'll be trying to figure out ways to assault us and physically give us a hard way to go. And we know that. We know that. And they'll do it unapologetically. They'll do it in the name of all that is American. And we would rather not deal with that. There are so many different ways that we can protest. And the biggest ways that we can right now are with our dollars and with our rest. There will be a time for us to rejoin. But for now, we are flapping fans. And we are going to continue in what we are doing by taking care of our mental and our emotional health, because what most people don't understand, unless of course you are
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm hopeful that you are great, or at least you're trying to do better, or you're super great from wherever you're watching us from. Yes, a lot have been said to black folks, and until now, black people know what to do and how to do it. Uh, People are going to stay at home. People are not going to be doing anything because all these is a mess that you didn't create, and they want to invite you to fix the mess that they created, right? So now that we are all suffering, it makes sense to you that you need black folks. But when it was black folks that were suffering, it wasn't in your place to help them. It didn't resonate with the problems that they were going through. But right now, you are going through the same thing that black folks have been going through. And what you're having is just a glimpse. But when black folks tried to warn you about all this, what did you say? You say that it was not in your place to help them, right? You didn't resonate with them. You kept quiet. You remained complicit of this. You decided to keep quiet and see all these injustices happening, which makes you also as a person who causes injustice. This happens quite a number of times. And I think it's important for us to always note this. I think it's important for us to know this, that if we are always trying to show, because I know black people are so merciful, empathetic, sympathetic, but try to look at history. They didn't give a damn about you. They didn't care about you. So that's what that happens. So it's really important for you to recognize this before feeling remorseful. I know we're human beings. We're not inhuman. We're not that so much bad. But at least take time to reflect on how history showed how these people treated you. Right? I was not there, but at least I could check. This is facts that are there. Right? I saw how white women enjoyed our slavery and racism. I saw how white men perpetuated and made this happen, right? So it is a time for black people to sit down that day, just watch your TV, have your meal prepared. If you are going to work, go get busy, right? Because it's not in your place, as it was not in their place. It is not your fight, as it was not in their fight. Karma is a boomerang, and that's how it happens. You get what you give, and you give what you get. That's how the universe works. You can't expect to plow maize and get beans. You plow maize, you get maize. You plow beans, you get beans. That's how it works. You only sleep on the bed that you've made. You can't invite a person to sleep on the bed that you've made. You need to sleep on the bed and hear the repercussions, and hear the weight, hear the gravity of the decisions that you made. Right? And so it's important for us to, remind ourselves that we are going to sit down that day. Black folks, especially in the United States, are going to sit down. They are going to sit out of this. They're not going to participate in this. So with that being said, I hope you are all cool. You are all doing great. You are all doing fine from wherever you are. I didn't have, honestly, much to say about this. But at the end of the day, I know that we need to remind ourselves where black folks come from. Black people have come from afar. And this is not the time to let the guard down. Black folks, I urge you, I request you not to let your guard down. This is the time to keep your heads high. Pray to the Most High. Talk to God, right? Just look at things the way things are happening. The recession is hitting everyone, including white people. These all economic shifts that are happening, it's also hitting white people. Remember, if it's hitting them and they are having structures that protect them, that prevent them, what about your black person who doesn't have any of these? So you could get the magnitude of this. That's why it makes sense if that day you just remain inside the house and see how things happen. You don't want to get yourself in that chaos. When fights erupt, you'll be out there. Remember, you're a black person, right? So that's what happens. So these are presented Talk Stories. I'm glad that you stick to the end. For those who are watching us for the first time, kindly consider subscribing to our channel, join our membership, and really get to see what we can offer you. I'm really, really happy to see you and have this discussion with you. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.